In other stories, the Borno State Police Command says that it has deployed 3,000 officers to Maiduguri and other areas liberated from Boko Haram. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Victor Isuzu, says the measure will help improve the state security network. He explained that the command had taken proactive measures to deal with security threats and protect lives and properties in the state. Isuzu also spoke on the foiled suicide bomb attack at the University of Maiduguri, saying the command had deployed additional personnel to strengthen security in the school. Nigeria's military is currently confronting no fewer than 14 security threats across the country. Now, these include terrorism, insurgency, kidnapping, cultism, and issues linked to armed robbery. And the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olonishaki, says operations to nip these vices in the bud are taking place in all the geopolitical zones of the country. But the major one is in the northeast, where the military and local vigilante are working together to root out Boko Haram. Now, joining us from Abuja to talk about these challenges and the Nigerian forces is the security expert, Patrick Agbambu. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Mr. Agbambu. Well,
thank you very much.
Of course, understandably, Sambisa Forest, we are told that the army is, trying to, clear the Sambisa Forest again. But I'm asking, why do we need to do that a second time?
First, we need to understand the size of Sambisa Forest. Sambisa Forest in itself, it's far larger than Lagos, the whole of Lagos State. Is a very large expanse of land that covered so many kilometers. And so the main stronghold, so to say the base, which is the Camp Zero, where the insurgents, the terrorists were operating from, have been destroyed, have been taken over by the Nigerian army. But there are still some remnants of these insurgents. They are still hibernating in some areas, some parts of the Sambisa Forest. So as a total push out, the operation to actually get rid of the whole of these insurgents is what is the next stage, and that is what the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Air Force is planning to carry out. So it's in order, and first of all, destroy their stronghold, their strong base, then go for the remnants that are still left some other places within the Sambisa Forest.
All right, the progress that has been made by the Nigerian army is no doubt appreciable. But in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there was some sort of upscale in attacks by Boko Haram insurgents, particularly what happened in the University of Maiduguri, where there were attacks, I think about three attacks in 1 week or thereabout. Do you think that the army or the forces are starting to relax?
That is negative, because the Nigerian army, we must give them the pass mark. They have done what they should do. They have done tremendously well. But like I said, the fight against terrorism is a long meter race. It's not a 100-meter race. It's a race that will continue on and on. But the case you mentioned, the University of Maiduguri issue, I remember I raised this issue up. I spent about 3 weeks in the Northeast recently. I just left Northeast just a few days ago, and I visited the University of Maiduguri to find out what really is happening. I raised up this issue severally, that the government, both the federal and the state government, mind you, the University of Maiduguri is a federal university. Government needs to do something urgent to make sure that the school is fenced. The school is very, very porous, that these people could get into the school from other areas in the school, into the school, and which is what they are capitalizing. It's not possible for the Nigerian army or any of the security agencies to cover the whole perimeter of the school. We expect that the school is fenced so that access into the school compound will be restricted only to the main gates that are there. There, from the gate, it will be easy for access control for those who are not supposed to be there not to get entrance to it. So the issue of the University of Maiduguri is the issue of porous entry. People enter from some parts, apart from the main gate. There are other places where you can go in, and these places cannot and may not be effectively manned. Some other attacks that have been reported, we have also raised the issue that it's a failure on the part of government because there are potholes on the highways along in Borno State that needs to be urgently attended to because when road users, motorists passing those roads get to the potholes, they will definitely stop. And this is where these insurgents, these terrorists attack the road users. There are also, this rainy season, we are in rainy season, and the shrubs, the shoulders of the roads are beginning to grow. The trees are beginning to grow on the shoulders, and so they hide in those areas just to establish that we are still relevant, we are still available. But majorly, the Nigerian army, the Nigerian military have decimated them. They have downgraded them. A lot of people have said so many things. They have been, but you cannot totally eliminate them for now.
All right. Very quickly, what do you think can be done to sustain the level of progress that has been made so far so that it is not watered down?
Quickly, the government have to step up. They have to step up. When I say the government, both the federal and the state governments have to step up to the fight to continue. The initial bite, initial push by the government had been watered down, really, from what we found out going around the whole 3 states in the northeast, that the 3 major states that is talking about Adamawa, Yobe, and Borno State. The military, they need to be re-equipped and re-engineered again because they need to restock the initial push in terms of equipment and welfare has to be sustained, and it has to continue. The men, in terms of availability and ready to fight, yes, they are. They are available and they are ready to fight. The morale is still high, but the tools has to be restocked. Government needs to push and show more commitment to the fight. Yes, resources may be lean, but we must get security issues handled so that other development can continue.
All right, security expert Patrick Agbambu, thank you very much indeed talking to us from Abuja.